Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Corinne. You have found CoryCreates. This is a channel primarily about cross stitch, but I also am a sewist, so I talk about quilting, and then I also every now and then show you some finished garments or bags that I make from time to time. So welcome. If this is your first time here, I am so glad that you found me. Please don't hesitate to like and subscribe. Y'all know how the algorithm works. I'd love to have you join me on my creative journey, and especially since this is a brand new year, 2025. So I'm so excited to be here with you today. To my returning friends, thank you so much for coming back, for your comments, just for engaging with me over the last couple of years in this format. So I just really appreciate you. You can also find me on Instagram at CoryCreates08. I have an Etsy shop where I have my project bags and some quilts, Layla P Creations, all one word, on Etsy. Those are primarily the other two places that you will find me, but I'm floating around on Facebook in a few places as well. So happy new year, you all. This is my first video of 2025. Today is January 18th, 2025. So I wanted to squeeze in a short video to wrap up 2024 and give you a short preview of what I have planned for 2025. I'm gonna be honest, you all, my plans are loose. They are very broad, general, so I'll give you the rundown of those at the end. Just a quick update of what's going on here. Layla has gone back to school. She's been gone a week, and she texted me today. She's like, "Mom, I miss your cooking already." So, but she's doing good. I think she did a 5K this morning in honor of Dr. King, since this is Martin Luther King holiday on Monday. So she's back busy already. Classes have started, so she got her first quiz and got a good grade on it, so she has hit the ground running. Super proud of her. We're very glad for the month that she was home, but she has gone back. We will see her in March. They have like a family weekend in March, and I'm super glad it coincides with my spring break and my son's, so he won't have to miss any school to go. I think I was supposed to have PD that Friday, but your girl is not gonna be there. I'm gonna miss that professional development that day. So what do I have for you today? You all, it has been about finishing and starting this last month or so. I have 3 finishes that I want to share with you, and then I have 3 starts that I want to share. Not very many whips. I was working, trying to get some things done that I did not want to carry into 2025. So I will go over those with you. I have very few investments. I am waiting on a 1, 2, 3 stitch order, but that hasn't come in yet. And then I'm gonna share some projects that I have kitted up that I'm determined that they are going to be starts sometime in 2025, and I will share those at the end. So I hope you will stay with me until the end. I have not done a whip parade. It will be filmed this weekend, so that is one of my goals also this weekend. So that's another reason why I wanted to get 2024 wrapped up, so I can talk more about what I'm planning in 2025 in that whip parade. So you will not see any project bags or anything like that today. I will show those in my whip parade. Some of my starts, I'm not super clear on what fabric I've used, so I promise I will be clear on that as well in the whip parade. It's cold here in St. Louis. For those of you, this is your first time, I live in St. Louis, Missouri, born and raised. It is cold here. Okay, the bottom has fallen out again. We had a lot of snow that first week of January. We were supposed to go back to school on the 6th. We did not go back to school till the 9th, and then we only went that one day the whole week. The 10th we were back out again. So really this week is the first week we've had a full week of school since Christmas vacation. I've been doing a lot of cooking. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see a lot of that over there as well. Cinnamon rolls, salmon bowls. When Layla was here, I did a lot because I wanted to get her taste of everything while she was here, you know, for Christmas, dressing. I can't even think of all the things that I've made, but I've been making a lot of stuff. And I got a lot of things I want to keep cooking. So between cooking and cross stitching and sewing, it keeps me pretty busy. So let's go ahead and talk about how I ended 2024. I will give you the stats for that. You all, I have this little notebook and it's getting a little dog-eared, but I think I'm going to use it one more year. This is where I keep all of my cross stitch whips listed, and then I also list my project bag inventory in here for my Etsy shop. So let me find my page for this past year and I will tell you what stats I ended with. I ended the year, and I had plans, I had more plans for starts last year, and I have just learned I am not a big starter. So for last year, I had 16 starts, which is more than I think I had the year before. And I can look in here because I have everything in here in this one. I had 14 starts in 2023. So for 2024, I have 16 starts. Finishes, I had 9 this year, and last year I had 11. So I definitely want to get that finish total up. So let me start with my finishes. This first one was a small. It is by Crochette Gogo. It's the Squirrel freebie from 2023. It is done on a summer khaki, and I believe this is an 18 count DMC. I used the call for, and he is done. I enjoyed working on him. This was my work stitch, you all, and I had a little bit left over Christmas break. I just went ahead and finished him up because I wanted to go back to work with a different work stitch. So that is the Squirrel. Again, this was a freebie, and I wanted to see, you know, I've never done a Crochette Go-Go pattern, so I wanted to see how I liked it, and I liked it pretty much. So I will look and see if there's some others. I have some on my wish list that I would like to try. I'm hoping, I can't remember if they offer PDFs or not, but I would prefer PDFs because you all using these paper charts is, whew, I'm having to blow them up and everything else. So hopefully that will not be the case. So hopefully I can figure out how to blow some of these charts up that are on paper. I have a finishing idea for this one already. I got these little mini charcuterie boards at Hobby Lobby last year. They were on clearance, not clearance, but you know how they're everything 40% off. So I only paid like $1.25 or something for them, and I bought like 6 of them. But my idea was they're the same on both sides. I don't know if I'm gonna stain it to add this to it or not, but it's a perfect fit. So I'm gonna, you know, mount this, do a flat finish, and then mount it on here. And I'm just trying to decide right now, do I want to maybe stain this or leave it like it is? I don't think I want to paint it. This is kind of rustic looking, so I want to maintain that. So I'm just trying to decide, do I want to paint it or stain it or not? And then I can always put something else on the back side, or I could put a magnet on this side and put a washer on the back of this and switch it out depending on the season. I was thinking maybe a bee stitch would be good for the other side. So that's my idea to finish that, and that's something I'm really focusing on in 2025. If I have an idea for a finish, I need to go ahead and finish it. I started this project in August, I believe, and I finished it sometime in December, at the end of December. I think I finished it right after Christmas. So that is done. My next finish, and I'm gonna sit this here because I got another project on the back of it. This was a pretty good size finish. This is 1 Dozen Quakers by Rosewood Manor. This was part of the Bake Me a Quaker stitch along that EJ from the Sunshine Stitchers did. I joined it December 2022 was when it's, no, December 2023 was when it started, and it was a year-long stitch along, actually 13 months. And I took it all the way to the wire, you all. December 31st, I finally finished. So here is my finish of 1 dozen Quakers. I love it. I'm looking forward to finding a frame for it. This is my first Quaker that I've finished, I think, and I enjoyed it. It was just some random purples that I used. A couple of them were over dyes, color and cotton, fancy floss, and then the rest were just DMC. So I'm very pleased with how it turned out. Again, I started it in December 2023 and I finished it on December 31st, 2024. So that was a big finish. I only had a couple of big finishes this year, but this one was very important that I finished that one because I'm getting ready to start the next stitch along with the Sunshine Stitchers, which I'll get to in a minute because that was my start. So those were my last 2 finishes of 2024. But 2025 has gotten off to a good start because I have a finish for that. So this finish is one you have seen. It's actually a series. This is Big City Christmas. And I apologize, I did not bring in the chart, but I am going to show you where I was the last time for this. So technically this is a finished for now, but I'm getting ready to start the next one. So this is the toy store from the Big City Christmas series. Oh, I've got to glare you all. Let me back up. All right, hopefully you can see that. Yeah, that sun has changed a little bit on me, so there we go. Hopefully you can see that. But this is Big City Christmas, the toy store. Come ahead. Every time I say I don't think it looks good, yeah, it always looks fine on you guys' end. So this is the one I just completed. Nope, this one. Sorry, I'm looking at a mirror view. I liked it, and you notice I've left the marquees or the signage above each one empty because I'm going to change them. I'm going to make this one say, this is the department store. I'm going to make this one say Macy's. This is the theater. I'm going to put the Fox or Fox Theater on this one. That's a theater in St. Louis. And I was going to put FAO on this one, but I think I'm going to do Toys R Us. That's the toy store I grew up with. So I think I'm going to put Toys R Us there. And my kids, before they got big, Toys R Us was still in existence. So I think I'm going to put Toys R Us on that one. So the next part of this series is the street scene, and that is it's just a cab and a big Christmas tree, and that is actually the middle of the design. After that, I only have 3 more buildings. So I'm going to get started on that. Technically, I already have, and I'm sorry I keep coming up, but I extended the snow and I extended the garland at the top into the area for the next one, just so when I get ready to pick it back up and get started on those, I can get started right away. So Big City Christmas, the toy store is done. I did no, I didn't make any changes to this, I don't think. Nothing major. So that is my first finish of 2025. Before I go on, I forgot to mention my fabrics for those last 2. Big City Christmas 32 count lamb's wool Lugana, and 1 dozen Quaker 28 count Vapor by Atomic Ranch. So sorry about that. I'm gonna go ahead and do my 1 whip for this month, or for this last time since my last video. This is being done, I believe it's a 16 count blue Ada, and this is the Merry Mouse by Brooks Books. This is a free chart. It's actually part of an advent calendar, but I have selected a few of them that I'm going to do, but I'm not going to do them all. So I'm going to take off the numbers that are on there, and I'll put in a picture of what it looked like the last time. very minimal work on this, you all. This is my work stitch right now. I'm just trying to get her ears in. Her head looks so funny without the ears yet, but I've been working on the skirt and filling in her face. So now I think I'm ready to go ahead and put the ears in. What took so long, I had to change my DMC. You all, I have quite a bit of DMC that's probably pretty old. I mean, it's still, the condition of it is still fine. And how I know is I have it wrapped on bobbins, but I hand wrote the number on the bobbins. And most of my bobbins have a printed number on the bobbin. So I know that DMC, I think it was DMC 317. I know it was pretty old. Well, it almost looked the exact same as 414, which was another gray color that's in there in her face. So I was like, it looks like I'm just using the same color. So I went and found a new skein in my my stash, and I pulled that out, and it was darker than 414. So I just went ahead and used it. Also, Brooks Books, I was on the St. Louis Stitchers. I'm a part of the St. Louis Stitchers Facebook group. And somebody posted on there that the lady that did Brooks Books has passed away. And she said that it was a possibility that they were going to take down the website. If that's the case, that they're going to take her site down, you all might want to go over there and see if there's anything there that you would like to download. All of these are still there, and I think I've downloaded the ones I wanted to do, but I might just go ahead and download them all. I know she has some Wizard of Oz things. I have downloaded some of her cakes. She has some, you know, pretty cakes that she has done, so I may download those as well. Any of the free stuff, I would probably head on over there and to her website and download them. But sorry to hear that she passed away. From what I understand, somebody in the group said she had been ill for a while. So so again, if you're interested in doing those Advent animals, a lot of people have done them. I would head on over there and maybe download those ASAP. Let's get into these new starts. As I said, I have 3 new starts to share with you today, and I've got a tiny start on a couple, but one of them I'm moving on pretty significantly. The first one, this is a pattern I picked up from Color and Cotton. I know that this designer has a website on Etsy as well, so you can get the PDF if you want. I wish I had done that, but I didn't. Holy 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 by Cosford Stitchery. I have been wanting to do this pattern for a while. I think I bought it maybe in the summer, and I finally kitted it up. I did make some color changes. I used the called for if I had it, and if I didn't have it, I converted it to Color and Cotton. So again, Cosford Stitchery, Holy Holy Holy. I'm looking forward to this. The fabric that I'm doing this on, I apologize, I don't remember what it is. I'll look it up. I promise. It was either, it'll be Stitch Me or Under the Sea Fabrics. And I promise when I do my whip parade, I will have the count and the fabric and everything. But it's a pretty blue. It's a 32 count Lugana though, I do know that. And that's where I got started. It's the palm tree over here, all the way to the side. This palm tree on, nope, this side. So it's kind of hard to see on camera, but it does show up nicely in person. So that's my small start. I think I've only touched this a couple of times since I started it at the end of, I think I started it maybe like the 26th of December. It's kind of a Christmas start for me. So that is coming along nicely. This is the stitch along with the Sunshine Stitchers. EJ and Sheila have organized this, but this is Modern Folk Embroideries Put a Bird on It. I did order the PDF directly from Jacob's website. And this is my second Quaker that I'm working on. I am stitching this on a 32 count Lugana from Color and Cotton. It's a solo die, so there isn't a number or a name to it. But I have gotten a small start. I did not start this. This was my New Year's start. I did not start this till January 3rd. Every month we do a Zoom for the projects, and I was able to get online on Zoom for this one, and that is when I started it. Now, I had a little moment of panic. You can't see all of my fabric bunched up in here, but this is a fat quarter, and I was afraid I had started it going the wrong way. But luckily, this is a square, so no matter which direction I was going to turn the fabric, I would have been fine. But now I started, I think 2 or 3 inches down, 2 or 3 inches over. I'm a tiny bit concerned about how tight it's going to be at the bottom, but so that's the direction I'm going to go first. I am here. So I did this first motif here, and now I'm coming down this way because I want to hurry up and get down here and make sure I'm going to be okay. But this is a color palette that I have picked out myself, and I did not bring the fabric or my threads in here. I'm tripping today, y'all. But I wanted very rich tones. So as soon as I finish this motif, I'm going to sit this to the side because this is mainly what I've been spending a lot of time on lately. But I have some burgundies, I have one dark purple, but almost all of them are Color and Cotton threads. And I did show them in my last video in case you want to see them. But now they are in action. This color is praline. It's kind of a golden brown color. That is what I'm going to make all of the letters and the numbers that are in the chart. And then I've also decided I have a color called Red Velvet. It is a variegated burgundy-ish red that I got from Color and Cotton. I'm going to use that on every motif that has a bird. So this one, I know this one at the bottom, and I think there's another one over here somewhere. But all of the motifs that have a bird, I'm going to do in that beautiful red velvet color, because that was one of the first colors I picked, and it's my favorite out of the bunch. So I want to make sure I kind of feature that one prominently. And then right here, these are Jacob's initials right here. I'm going to, of course, change those to mine, and I might do those in that burgundy color as well, just to kind of set it off a little bit. So this is my start to put a bird on it. Again, I'm going to finish this motif here, and then I will probably put it down for a little while to pursue the things that I still have planned for January. But I love it. I enjoy working on it. And I'm hearing that from a lot of people. If you want to go to the Sunshine Stitchers Facebook page, you can kind of join that page, and they have a lot of information. You see a lot of people, what they're doing with this. Some people are doing monochromatic. Some people are doing it like I am. Some people are using the called for. So it's a lot of different projects being done in a lot of different ways. So it's really fun to watch. That is set for a finish in December. So if you want to join the stitch along, you got plenty of time to still do that. I encourage you, but a lot of people are participating in this stitch along, so I think it's going to be fun, and I'm hoping to get to meet some new people through that process. All right, last one. This is a biggie. I have been talking about this for at least probably a good year. I've been talking about this, but I have finally started my first Mirabilia, and I've only got maybe 1 or 2 that I plan to ever do. But this is the Rose of Sharon. This chart is out of print. It was gifted to me by Needleberry Stitcher, who has a YouTube channel as well. And I'm really looking forward to doing it justice, because I really want to do it, and I want to I'm appreciative of her giving it to me, so that's why I'm ready to get it going. I am doing a color conversion. I am doing her dress in pinks and greens. The yellow will be pink and the blues will turn into green. Everything else though, I think I'm leaving the same. So I have decided on a top center start. That way I can do all of this and maybe even come down here and get started on her dress before I come up here to her skin, because I am going to do a color conversion on her skin and make her darker skin. But I'm not sure how I want to do that. So I'm going to tackle everything else and save her skin for last. Plus, I have not decided if I want to do her skin 1/1. I love doing things 1/1, but I don't know if I want to do 1/1 on 32 count because that's the fabric that I have used. So let me show you my color palette. I put it on those rings that I showed you last time. I'm gonna be straight up with y'all. I don't like this. This is not my favorite way of storing floss. I just wanted to do it for this project though, so I can get to it quickly and easily. And these are not going to be used on any other project. These are staying in the project bag for this project until it's done. So I love the floss drops. Okay, they're the kind that have the space that you can put the DMC. So I bought fresh DMC for this project because, like I said, it's not ever going to go into anything else. But yeah, all this loose, I'm not a fan. I think I have a couple other projects. I mean, I use all my fancy floss I keep stored on the floss drops. But my DMC is normally on bobbins. And these are DMC, so I had to take them off and I'm not a fan. So I have one other project that I'm getting ready to start that has some DMC that I want to put on the rings because it's going to stay in there. But other than that, fancy floss is the only thing I want on rings, because winding that DMC on something, I just had a ruler and I just wound it around the ruler and then I put it on the floss drop. This ain't for me. So, but there it is. And then here is my start. I am using 20-inch roller frame. This is a solo die from Color and Cotton, 32 count Lugana. I love it because it looks like the sky. I believe this is a fat quarter, but this is my first time using a scroll frame, and this is the roller frame brand. This needle minder I made myself. It's just a button that I found, and I took the back off of it and put a magnet on it, and I love it. But very small start. I'm in that very top part where the face is on the archway. 32 count, of course, is my wheelhouse. So it's going well, but I really, really like this so far. I'm struggling a little bit because where my stand is, I'm having a hard time because I stitch in the bed. So I can't raise it any higher than it currently is. So it sits very close to my lap. But I'm a two-handed stitcher, so that helps. But so far, so good. I'm very pleased with it. I really like these. I think I'm gonna get some more. I already know I need to get one for my Heaven and Earth design. That's why I have such a struggle working on it, because it's not in a format or in a frame that I can handle. I would probably need one about 10 inches longer than this one for that, but I'm definitely gonna get some more of these. I might even get another one this size so I can put my other fancy lady in it and then go from there. But first Mirabilia is started, so I'm really enjoying that. And that is it for my new starts for 2025. I have one investment that I wanted to share today, and that is a pattern that I purchased from Color and Cotton a couple of weeks ago. This is a new series by Country College Needleworks, and it is monthly mini village. I didn't hear anything about this announced. I hadn't seen it on any Flosstube channels, but as soon as I saw it sitting up there in the Valentine display, I said, yes, please. This is February, January and March are also out. So I'm looking forward to working on these. They're just so cute. And it's similar to Tiny Towns, but I think it might even be smaller. But those are just adorable. And I think I'm gonna try and do them all. So, and then switch them out each month. I love these so much. That's just adorable. And most of the called for colors are very commonly used in a lot of their patterns. So I probably have a good chunk of them already. There's a few on here that I don't have. So I'm gonna make my list and go get those so I can get started on those. Plans. You all, my plans for 2025 are very loose, okay? And how I'm gonna do my plans, and here they are. For the last few months, I have just been writing my plans on note cards, index cards, and it is working for me. It helps me stay focused on what I want to do for that month or that time period that's written on the card. Again, in this little notebook that I have listed all my whips and everything, but looking at the note cards keeps me focused. So here's my note card that I did for November and December. Okay, I wrote on there everything that I wanted to accomplish in November and December. I highlighted the things that I actually did. So that, I love that, and that worked for me. And then I can see very easily what I didn't get to. Now my new starts column here, those were just possible new starts. They were not things I had to do. But as you can see, I did start the Holy, 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 and that little Mary the Advent animal, and then I also did a type of Christmas. I started that at the beginning of the month. So out of the 7 things that I listed, I actually started 3 of them. So I really like that. For November, I had these for a project listed. I only got to 3 of them, and then this one was listed for December, and I got to it during December. So I'm just really enjoying just having the card. And then down here, I started doing focus on a finish. So these are the items that are getting close to being done that I want to focus on and finish up. And 1 dozen Quakers and the Squirrel were on there. So out of the 3, I got those done. So I really like just having a card, keeping it in my binder or in my planner. So if I do have time to start something new, I look and see what do I have kitted up that's ready to go. Focus on a finish. If I'm not sure what I want to work on, go grab one of those. So this, I think, is the direction I'm going to go. And so I've already done my January card, and actually February is started on the back. But as you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 5 items on here, and I have worked on 3 of them. Okay. And then down here is my focus on a finish. I have Toy Store, which is highlighted because I got it done. And then I also have Annie's Market that I need to pick back up and finish because it's real close to a finish. I have also put on here every month these 3 items that need to be worked on. Put a bird on it since that's my stitch along. Vintage Baker. Y'all know I need to get back on track with that. And then Spirit Dancer. That is my other fancy lady by Butternut Road. So that in a nutshell is how I'm planning to do it. You all, I use note cards for everything. These are bags that I want to make for my Etsy shop. These are bags and other sewing projects that I want to do. And so when I get them done or whatever, I cross them off. So I think that's the route I'm going to continue with in 2025. I've been doing that since probably September, and it's really been working for me. So that's what I'm going to do for this year. I'm not going to do Whip Go. I'm going to stick with that. FOMO almost got me. I saw people doing it and I'm like, ooh, but no, I'm not going to do it. It does not work as well for me. I love watching everybody else's progress on it and how they do it and all those things, but I think I'm going to leave that alone this year and see how I do. and if I end up with more finishes this year, if I do it this way. So that is the extent of my plans. But I did want to, before I go, I want to share with you some projects that already are kitted up. And for me, kitting it up usually means I have the fabric. Getting everything else is not a big deal for me because I live very close to my LNS. But getting the fabric, sometimes I hem and haw and wondering, do I want to do this? So here are some projects. I think I have maybe 6 here that are ready to go, and I need to get started on. Some of them are going to be started on sooner rather than later, but I wanted to share them with you. This is a project you all have seen. I'm going to do this for my daughter. This is a volleyball chart by Sue Hillis, Spike Like a Girl. I've had this for a little while. I thought about doing it for her for Christmas, but I think it'll be better for me to do it for her now. She plays volleyball in college. She was not on scholarship this year. We told her, walk on, go in there, do your thing. She will be next year. So very proud of her for that. So I'm glad I saved this so I can do it for her. I was gonna do red, but that was her high school team colors. Green is one of the colors for her college team. So it's just green, and then I do need to get a gray fabric for this because I want that ball to show up really well, and I don't think it will show up that well on a white. So I think I have some Silvery Moon Lagana somewhere, so I'm gonna grab that, and that will be a very quick start. So that's the first one. This next one I'm excited about because I've had this in my stash for a while. The Artsy Housewife, A Study in Pink. Pink is my favorite color, so I wanted to do this. I'm still gonna be stitching bees this year, but I think butterflies are gonna make their way in to some of my stitches this year as well. So I've already got Silvery Moon Lagana to stitch it on, 32 count. And then here are all of my threads. All fancy floss, and if I had them, I used them. Otherwise, I converted it to color and cotton. So that is number 2, ready to go at any moment. This next one, I just got the fabric for it. I got some antique white, 32 count, and I'm gonna do Floral Alphabet by JBW Designs in these beautiful variegated pink and green DMCs. Usually what I do, sometimes when I go to Joann's and I have a coupon that's getting ready to expire, but I don't have anything I want to buy with it, I'll grab one of these and then just use the coupon on that. So that will be ready for an immediate start. I've already serged my fabric and it is ready to go. I'm thinking maybe Mother's Day, but I might do it before then. This next one has been a long time coming as well. Pandemic by Long Dog Samplers. I picked up a fat half of this 25 count Lugana from Grace Notes Fabrics. It's called Cupid, so it's a very light pink. I doubt you're going to be able to see it here. But then I have from Stitchy Stuff on Etsy this beautiful Merlot looking color. Okay. Cerise Noir. Okay, I know that probably means something night, but it's a purple, you know, it's a deep purple. And I bought 3 skeins of it. It's a hand dyed, it's 50 yards, but it's a hand dyed cotton. So that Pandemic is ready to go. And I've been wanting to do that one for a while. So that's another one. I know y'all tired of me talking about this one. I still haven't started it. The Witch Next Door. I have Boneyard, 32 count Bobby Stitch Me. I have all of the flosses. Getting myself together in 2025. Halloween. That's the only Halloween picture I want to do. Get it done. I told you I was still going to stitch bees this year. The Bee Queen is on my list. I'm going to get her done. I have she's DMC. Now I have picked this fabric I'm not sure I'm going to stick with it because I want her dress to really pop. So I'm debating if I'm going to stay with this color fabric. Spring start for her. This last, I think this is my last one. This is a kit that I got from Hobby Lobby last spring when they had their big clearance. They cleared out all of their kits, their big kits anyway. And I think I got it for like $8. I had my husband go to the one near his job. I said, babe, I need you to go pick this up. And he found it. My best friend and I were going to start these. My friend Alicia. And she already has it. So I'm going to do this. It came with 14 count, like a cream or ivory color Ada. This stuff is so stiff. So it's a no. I found this in my stash. This is a 28 count even weave that I got from a thrift store for 99¢. And it's a more than big enough piece. So I'm going to use this. Now, I was looking at this before this morning. Sorry for the glare. You all, this has specialty stitches on top of some of the states. I think, well, this was all these flowers, that's embroidered on top of the background. So, okay, that's cool. I like that. I don't mind that. But then you all, these, Georgia and Alabama, they got like hash marks and cross hatching, and it's a lot. Like this green up here, all these got different. I know some of you all love specialty stitches. The 1 Dozen Quakers had some Algerian eyelets. I didn't mind those, but this is not Algerian eyelets. This is something else. So I was looking at some of these, and I already know I'm going to change some of them. I'm going to change the colors. I might even do some variegated floss on some of them, like this. Colorado is just this boring gray. I'm changing that. And there's a couple of them like Missouri, which is where I live. There's only one of that color. So I might come up to Colorado, or even, I guess this is Montana. Okay, over here, it's got all that cross hatching and stuff on it. I just don't like that. Now, down here on Alaska, the word love is backstitched numerous times on it. I'm okay with that. But some of these, I'm like, no, we're going to change that. So that's my plan. Now that I've looked at it really hard and looked at it, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing all those specialty stitches on all of these. So I am going to switch some of the states and change the background color, and then maybe even take some of those specialty stitches off and just do something else. So that's another one that is ready to go. It was a kit, so it had the floss with it. I just decided to change the threads. Whew. That's it for plans, you all. That's probably the extent of my plans. I do have some needle minders that I wanted to show you that I made. Again, most of the time, you all, I just get buttons or things that I like and take off the shank and then add a magnet. So this one, it's a there it goes, ice cream cone. This one is a bug. I think it's a bee. Cute. It's kind of got jewels. And this last one, this is a button that I had. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this on this channel. I sold Pamper Chef, the cooking utensils. I sold that for 9 years. I started before I got married, and I stopped probably a year or two after Layla was born. But I had a button that I used to wear on my apron. So I took the shank off, put a magnet on it, and I'm going to use it on something as a needle minder. So hopefully you all can see that. So I love doing these. I like customizing them to me and the things that I like. So those are my needle minders that I have made. So to wrap up this video, I do have a shout out that I wanted to do. I've been watching a lot of Flosstube. I'm trying to keep up with all these whip parades, but Red Velvet Quilts. She is a new Flosstuber. I believe that is also her tagline on Instagram, but she has 2 videos out. You have got to watch her first video. She takes you through the whole last year of finishes that she did. She is an amazingly fast and prolific stitcher and a beautiful finisher. So if you have not checked her out, go check her out. She has 2 videos, I believe. The second one, I think it was a whip parade. I was watching it while I was working out. So I didn't get to write anything down, but she's done a lot of Prairie Schooler Santas. I believe she had some Primrose Cottage, some Teresa Kogut, I believe, but you know, the ones a lot of people like. She had done a lot of those, and then she's got a lot of those on tap for 2025. So if you can, go check out the Red Velvet Stitcher. I really enjoyed both of her videos. Other than that, you all, you will see a whip parade within the next couple of days from me. In that parade, I will also let you know what my plans are for each of those whips, and I will show my project bags that they are housed in as well. I have been making myself a lot of project bags. That's usually what I do those 2 weeks I'm off at Christmas time. I've also gotten back to making them for my shop, but I do spend some time making myself some. So I know I've made myself about 5 Christmas bags. I don't have that many Christmas projects, but I made myself 5 Christmas bags, and I'm gonna make myself a few more. I know I wanna make myself another bee bag and some other bags that I have made for my shop that I'm like, ooh, I need to make myself one of these. I am finishing up the footage this weekend for my next tutorial, which is a project bag tutorial, and I'm calling it Project Bag Start to Finish. So I'm going from the beginning of how you cut your fabric all the way to the end to birthing your bag and making it look professional. So I'm in the home stretch of the footage for that. So it's going to take a little while for me to edit it. I've already started, but it's going to take me a while to finish uploading these last few videos and editing it all together. So be looking for that. Hopefully it will help some of you and answer some questions that some of you all had from my last project bag video that I did like a year and a half ago. But thank you for everybody that has watched that video and commented. I'm glad so many of you found it helpful for your sewing projects. Layla's quilt is done. My mom has it. She is in the process of quilting it. So hopefully she will get it back to me in the near future, and I will bind it. I think I'm gonna bind it by machine. It's quite big. It is a extra long twin. But I customized it more to the shirts than I did to the bed. So it's pretty big, and it's heavy because it's a t-shirt quilt. So I may do it on the machine rather. I usually hand bind all my quilts. So we'll see. I may tag it down by machine. I'm participating in Put a Bird on It. I have a stitch along myself, me and Jim with Stitching Jim, and we have a stitch along for the Phoenix Sampler by Twin Peak Primitives. So you can join that at any time. I think it's turning out to be more of a start along for both of us, but I think we're both about in the same spot, so we're doing good. So if you're participating in that, please tag us on Instagram. But that is what we are. I'm looking forward to getting back to that. I plan to work on at least one Christmas project each month, just to keep going with Christmas. I do love stitching Christmas, and look for some new projects coming up in my Etsy shop. Thank you for all the orders. I've had quite an influx of orders lately. Those of you Steeler fans are something else. I can't keep my Steeler bags in there. So, but I've sold some Chief bags as well. But I'm trying to, this summer, that's going to be one of my goals, is to get a lot of the NFL teams And if you're interested in baseball, let me know that too. I always have a Cardinals bag in there. I have some Cubs fabric, even though people in St. Louis like, why are you buying that? But I do have some Cubs fabric. So when baseball season gets geared up, I will put those in my shop as well. But you all, my style in my shop is similar to my style in my stitching. It's very eclectic. Whatever I like, that's what I put in there. I do have some put a bird on it appropriate bags in there if you're still looking for a bag to hold that project. But yeah, my Etsy shop is definitely a reflection of my taste. It's very eclectic. I like fun fabrics. I put fabrics in there that speak to me. Very little in there are fabrics that I would not want in a bag for myself. So I appreciate all of the feedback. Hopefully everybody has been getting their packages. I know with that last big snowstorm, a lot of my packages were moving slow, but hopefully I think that everybody's getting them in a timely manner again. What you see in my shop is what I have available. So usually I'm at the post office within the next day or two, especially if it's during the weekday. I almost always go to the post office during the weekdays because I drive right past it to go to work. So keep that in mind. So if you're looking for something, you need it in the mail quick. I try to be pretty prompt with that. I think that's all I have, you all. I'm glad I got this video in. I'm gonna get it posted, and then again, be looking for my whip parade right around the corner. So blessings in 2025. So good to be with you all again. Please leave me a comment. Please like and subscribe. Again, I appreciate all of you all so much and would love it if you just come along on this journey. Have a good rest of the month of January. I'll see you soon. And as always, Flosstube, be blessed.